It was like I was licking a salt lick.
The problem is, the name of the restaurant is Steakhouse 71. Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another Disney dining review.
We are headed back to Steakhouse 71, but this time for dinner. And we've done lunch, but dinner has some different offerings.
We did our first dining review at Steakhouse 71 for lunch just because of the time. Like, dinner was super hard to come by. We have also eaten breakfast here a ton. We'll review that at some point, but we love breakfast here. This is one of our favorite, like, kind of more reasonably priced breakfasts on property.
Yeah.
All that to say, I'm super excited to go to Steakhouse 71 for dinner. We've never actually eaten here. We've never actually eaten a steak at Steakhouse 71.
Yeah, so that is one of the biggest things that is the difference, is that there are different cuts of steaks for the dinner time hours. And so they come with different sauces. You can actually get a flight of all the sauces for $6. So I think that's really fun. But then they also have a sustainable fish option at dinner. They do have the vegetable Wellington, but they also offer that at lunch. So I don't think that we're gonna get that because we've gotten that in the past. But there's also a pan-seared chicken that is an offering at dinner. I don't know, we're taking Jennings, so we're gonna get 3 different meals. We'll see what happens.
I don't think we're gonna get adult beverages here. I don't think we'll be rating the drinks because we've had the drinks at Steakhouse 71 quite a bit, both from the lounge and just from eating there, not on dining reviews, at lunch, and honestly at breakfast too with unlimited mimosas depending on where we've been. But it's never really been anything to write home about. Like,
yeah, they're always fine, but nothing just like over the top that I crave. So
I mean, the last time I got an old fashioned there, it was not one large cube. It was a standard simple syrup. It was just nothing special about anything.
Yeah.
So if you've had their beverages since then and they have gotten a better beverage program, please let us know. We will absolutely go back and have them, but I don't really want to spend $35 on a couple of beverages and just knowing they're not going to be all that great. So I think we're just going to do ambiance and theming as one and food and beverage and service and just divide by 3 on this one.
yeah, I'm excited to try this out.
I am too, and we're almost late, so are you ready?
Yep.
Let's do this. It is super loud in here, so we went ahead and ordered appetizers. Jennings came with us, so we got 3 appetizers for the table. We're gonna kind of share them all. I got the wedge salad, which she said was really, really good. Then we got the brioche bread for the table to share, and then Leslie got the French onion soup, which I love French onion soup, so I'm very excited to try that.
And then for our entrees, Jennings and I both got the 8-ounce beef medallions. I got the au gratin potatoes and he got the mashed potatoes, and I got the flight of sauces, which I'm pretty excited to try them all. Then Dan got the New York strip, and for his side dish, he got the mushrooms, which I love mushrooms, so I'm really excited to try those as well. All right, so I got the French onion soup, so let's try this out. It's got lots of cheese on top. I just got in and finally got some meat or some bread down in there. The flavor is really just nice and robust. The liquid itself might be just slightly on the thin side for me, but as far as like the amount of onions and bread and cheese in there, it's very well done.
I love a really good wedge salad, and this thing looks really good. I mean, sometimes they come out and it's just like a quarter of an iceberg head of lettuce and it doesn't look all that great, but this thing has all kinds of toppings on it. It's got your traditional blue cheese crumbles with the dressing, tomatoes, and bacon. It's also got onions, it's got boiled eggs on there. I love, love, love the freshness. It's got radish slices, so it is like an elevated wedge salad. That's fantastic, honestly. That's one of the better wedge salads I have ever had.
The brioche bread is very good. I it's very fluffy. I think the top has a little too much salt on it. The tomato spread is weirdly very sweet. It's not my favorite. The butter's butter.
All right, so I got the 8-ounce medallions, and they appear to be cooked perfectly. Let me cut into one. All right, I think I'm gonna try it. I got the flight of sauces, but I think I'm gonna just try just the steak to start off. That is perfectly cooked, perfectly seasoned. It doesn't even need sauces.
I personally think it always needs a little sauce, but it's very good.
All right, I got the New York strip. I went with the red wine sauce. Let's see. Pretty close to medium rare. It's part of it maybe a little overdone. Really flavorful. You have that extra marbling in there for the New York strip. Very good. And then these mushrooms. Oh, yeah.
We are going to finish it up, and we will finish this up at home.
All right, we are back.
Before we get into this very surprising review, if you are looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We plan Disney destinations, Universal cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts. Can you hear the fireworks?
Fireworks are going off. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you right now, I won't be back for dinner. Lunch is decent. The breakfast here is amazing. So take that for what you will. I was not blown away. Honestly, when you're eating the, it's like when you get food and it's so hot and like you taste the first bite and you're like, man, this is really good. And then like 3 bites in, you're like, no, it's not. It really isn't. I'm not sure what happened here. That's kind of like what, anyway, let's just start from the top.
Ambiance and theming, it was incredibly loud in there. I mean, like we were at a table for the 4 of us, well, a table of 4 for the 3 of us, and just talking to each other, it was like, it was very overstimulating. There was just a lot of noise happening.
Yeah, and there's carpet on the floor. There's a lot of walls, so I guess it just bounces off the walls. I didn't feel like the tables were right up next to each other. They were decently close, but you could walk between them. I think they just packed a lot of people in there. Like just a lot of people in there. This is not a fancy steakhouse.
Right.
This is a theme park, hotel, resort, restaurant that serves steaks. Yeah. Do not go expecting a fancy steakhouse. You can get fancy steaks at resort restaurants. Shula's is a good example. Shula's is a fancy steakhouse. This is not a fancy steakhouse. I guess we probably should temper our expectations as we go through this, but the theming is not just like overly themed. Like there's a bunch of pictures on the walls from like the building of like the Contemporary was one of the first hotels at Disney World, so the Magic Kingdom and Walt and Roy and all of that. That's kind of fun.
That's cool, yeah.
Other than that though, it's not like just over the top themed. As far as ambiance goes, very loud, and there's nothing that like really sets it apart or puts it over the top. There's no views. You can't even see outside.
Yeah.
So there's definitely no fireworks views. There's no outdoor seating. It's all indoor. There's no like entertainment to speak of. There's definitely no characters, no music, there's really nothing. It's just like an indoor restaurant that happens to serve steaks with some pictures of Walt on the walls.
All that to say, we gave it a 3. It's
not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but the ambiance did bring it down. I do think like the sleekness, the pictures of Walt and Roy, and like the beginning of Disney World, like all of that's pretty cool. So that kind of brought it up a little bit. So we settled on a 3.
Okay, service. Our waitress was very nice.
She was.
She had this like programmed spiel, and I know because I heard her do it to other tables. But it was very nice, welcoming. How you doing? Then it was, do you have any allergies? And then, are you on the dining plan? And then if you said no to both, it was like, great, I don't have any paperwork, ha 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 ha.
Just kidding, I don't mind.
And then just kidding, I don't mind. I literally heard her say that to multiple tables, and I'm like, it's the same spiel, like this is totally canned. But she was nice, and she refilled waters. The weird part about service. Do you want to talk about the weird part about service?
Yeah, so the one weird part about service is that we ordered the bread, the French onion soup, and a wedge salad for appetizers. And they brought out the French onion soup, and I was waiting for everything else, and it didn't come. And so we were like, okay, I guess we'll go ahead and start like reviewing this and talking about this. And we got through reviewing it. Everybody at the table tried the French onion soup before they even brought our wedge salad and bread. That is weird. Like, that is not how it's supposed to go.
Well, she said there was some mix up in the back.
All that to say, our waitress was nice. Overall, everybody was pleasant. Like, we didn't have any major issues outside of like the awkwardness of appetizers being served at different times. So we gave service a 3.5.
Drinks, we didn't get any. We said that, at the beginning. We've had drinks here before. They have like a fishbowl thing that is for two,
I
which
did
is
see somebody have that.
it's kind of fun, but also kind of gimmicky. Like Tequila Sunrise-esque. Maybe what it's called. Is that what it's called?
I was gonna say trash can punch.
Right. Again, I've had the old fashioned here, not good. I saw other people drinking glasses of wine, but they didn't really push the beverage program at all. Like, was that other menu? Was that a beverage menu?
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't even hand us the beverage menu. It just got set on the table, and the waitress never mentioned drinks, wine, nothing. So it's not their thing.
The lounge area though was hopping.
Well, it's hopping because this is at the ground floor of a very popular resort, the Contemporary, which is right next to Magic. It's the closest resort to Magic Kingdom. And so literally you could walk over from Magic Kingdom and just walk in. We've done bar crawls here, monorail crawls, and this is a spot because it's a good bar. They just don't serve like craft cocktails. It's just a bar. It's basically a lobby bar attached to Steakhouse 71.
Yeah.
We did get drinks when we did the lunch review. If you want to see it, we got the bowl for two food.
Okay, so the bread that I think it was $10. That comes with like butter and like a roasted garlic tomato spread. It was not great. I told Dan at the table, I said, if they had brought me this bread for free, I would have been happy. But the fact that I'm paying $10 for it, like, I don't think it's worth the $10. So I would skip the bread. French onion soup was pretty good. It wasn't my all-time favorite French onion soup, but it was
good.
Yeah, it was decent. And then your wedge salad was fantastic.
That was the best part of the night. That wedge salad was fantastic. I would go back just for the wedge salad. That wedge salad was wonderful.
Which I think you can get for lunch.
Can you? Oh my goodness. Get the wedge salad. And you pointed it out after, like, when I was reviewing it on the camera, I'd only had 1 or 2 bites and I didn't even catch it, but it had dill in it.
It was really good.
It was like a dill flavor on top of it. Was like just layers of flavor. That was great.
Yeah, and then we got to our main courses. Jennings and I got the 8 ounces of medallions, two little puckets. And what was weird is both his and my plate, they were cooked at different temperatures. So like I had one that was pretty like perfectly prepared. The one I cut into first, like it was perfect, like medium rare. My other one was more medium-ish. Chewier, not quite as like melt in your mouth, not as great a flavor as that first one. That first one was just like, I didn't even need sauces. That second one, I was like, dunking them in.
My steak was definitely, I thought it was a little bit overdone when I cut into it, and that was the pinkest it got. So it got progressively more done because it wasn't cut. It was like the thickness varied, and I think I cut in at a thicker end because at the end of it was like hockey puck at the end of it. I mean, it was well done. The red wine sauce was decent, but I'm like you, like if I can't cut into a steak and just eat the steak without sauce, it's not a good steak, and this was not a good steak. And then the sides though were a big disappointment. So your potatoes were salty.
They were like I joked that I think they spilled the salt in there because I even tried like different sections to like maybe it just got oversalted over here, but no, it was like it was like I was licking a salt lick. Dan's mushrooms were very good until you got down in the saucy part, and then they became way too salty as well. So the
sauce was very, very salty.
Somebody back in the back like was over salting everything.
All that to say,
There was like some like really good things like the salad. My first steak was good. And then some really bad things like the potatoes. So, and your steak. So we gave it a 3.5, which I feel like might be a little generous.
it's a little generous. I wanted to give it a 3, but I don't know. You add all that up, and it's basically a 3.3333
To infinity.
3. I will not be back here for dinner.
Yeah, I think we'll probably skip it for dinner from here on out. Breakfast is definitely a winner. I look forward to
Breakfast
reviewing it for breakfast because it is very, very good at
good.
breakfast time. Lunch is pretty solid.
The burger was good.
Yeah, the burger was good, and really the vegetable Wellington is really fabulous, which they serve at dinner as well.
The problem is the name of the restaurant is Steakhouse 71.
Yeah.
And it's not a good steakhouse. At least it wasn't tonight. I don't know what they were doing back there, but the seasonings were
somebody wasn't
not
on
good, and the temperature of the steaks not great. So, you know,
Anyway, so I guess
can't win them all, I guess.
Yeah, you can't win them all. All right, so if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.